Okay, let me say it this way. They looked at the most successful men and women of the world, and they found that they had like 7, 8 things in common. And one of the things they all had in common was a routine. They are obsessed with their routine. They don't have a gap of wasted time in their routine. You know, I realized the reason why I'm so successful and the reason why I don't get in trouble like I used to when I was younger is because when I was younger, man, my schedule had so many gaps in it. The devil had like, okay, he might pray at 6, but my man is watching TV. He playing video games by 8:30. It's not that I'm sweeter than nobody. The devil can't get to me because all my time is taken up. And by the time he get to me, I'm asleep. I'm too asleep to sin. I'm just being real. 8:30, he like, Eric, you should. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. Come back to me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, tip me tomorrow, bro. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm good. I'm just tired right now. He's like, but no, you want to? I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm tired. But let's try tomorrow morning. Right, and I'm being real. I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure he there like, I'm 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure he there like, yo, E, go back to sleep. Listen to me. I promise y'all. I got up the other day like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up and I was just walking around like, I was like, I'm so tired. I heard the devil say, go back to sleep. I was like, yeah, you're right. I should go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I was like, bro, you on to something. You know what I'm saying? He's like, why you getting up this early? You already number 1 in the world. You're already number 1 in the world, E. You already doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like, E, you've been grinding. Just go ahead, it's 3. And my body said, yo, E, what would you go back to sleep for? I said, I'm tired. My body said, you're not tired. I said, well, why would you say I'm not tired? He said, because you woke up without an alarm clock. You woke yourself up. So if you were tired, your body wouldn't let you get up. If you were tired, your body would make you sleep till 6. You got up, it's 3. No, what you don't want to do is the grind, but you're up. So do me a favor, Eric, you don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to work. You've been getting up at 3 so early in the morning, don't even worry about it. Just put your shoes on, and when you get on the treadmill, it's just going to do it for you because you've been doing it every day for 3 o'clock in the morning. For real. My body said, all you got to do is put your shoes on. That's the hardest thing you got to do. Just put your shoes on, and I'll do the rest. I can't put your shoes on for you, but put your shoes on, and then just go. And I just went. And I was walking do the 11 incline, boy, and I was just walking for an hour, and I was just like, you know what? It's almost an hour. I don't feel like running. And my body was like, don't even worry about it. We'll get to that when we get to it. I did my hour, was about to get off. My body was like, you know we run now. I said, what? We run now. Let's go. You ain't tired? I said, I am tired. No, you're not. You just walked for an hour. You're not tired, Eric. Your brain is telling you some dumb stuff. If you were tired, you wouldn't have been able to walk for an hour. Okay, so let's do this. Just run for 2 minutes. I'm trying to help somebody right now go to a whole nother level. The Bible says the reason why you go back to sleep is because you've always gone back to sleep. It's like a default. You go back to sleep because all you got to do is stop going to sleep, and then you're going to stop going to sleep. All you got to do is stop fussing and cussing, and you're going to stop fussing and cussing. All you got to do is stop spending all the money you got and start saving it. Listen to me. I became number 1 in the world. I became a millionaire not because I made more money. I became a millionaire because they told me millionaires only live off of 30% of their income. I want to make it plain for you. I became a millionaire because I did what millionaires did. I stopped living off 100%. I paid my tithe, and then I was like, all right, E, you only got 20% left. Put the rest up. So the first thing I did, listen to me, the very first thing I did to become rich, somebody said, E, to be rich, put 6 months of your earning to the side. So I was like, all right, bet. That's what the rich told me to do. So I put 6 months to the side. How long did it take? I don't remember, but I put it to the side. Then somebody was like, yo, E, you need to put 100,000 to the side. I was like, all right, 100,000. DD, we're going to put 100,000 to the side. Then somebody was like, yo, you need to get your credit score up to 800. I was like, all right, then get my credit score up to 800. And then somebody said, E.T., if you want to be Tony Robbins, there's no way you'll be able to be like those dudes when you don't have the language they have. You need to go get your master's and a PhD from a white institution. I said, what? I went to Oakwood. I went to HBCU. He was like, yeah, but you didn't learn the language of Zig Ziglar at Oakwood. So Oakwood is a phenomenal place. Oh, y'all not hearing what I'm saying. I just said something and you missed it. Now you need to go to Michigan State University. CJ, you see my master's degree anywhere? What about my PhD? Not in the office? Not at church? You ain't seen it in my house? I didn't go to Michigan State to get a PhD. I went to Michigan State to learn the majority language. You can't speak in corporate when you say emblems. It doesn't make my community inferior, but I can't. So I went to every single class, and when the teachers was talking, they thought I was just doing homework. I wasn't. I was listening to how they conjugate verbs. I was listening to how they tell stories. I was like, ooh. I peeped it out, y'all. They way more linear. You ever been to a black church before? The pastor, he all over the place. My man told 6 stories. He didn't close none of them. My man had told 6 stories. I promise you. I don't know what you know what I'm saying? But in the hood, you just got to, you know what, you finish it for him. He was like, this is what he was going to say. But he never said it, though. My man started 6 stories. He ain't finished none story. So I realized when you do corporate, it's A, B, C, D, E, F. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's topic, body. It's topic, support, conclusion. I didn't go to school. I'm not no kid. I don't need nobody 4.0. I don't need to be affirmed. I don't need your paper on my wall. I need your language, though, if I'm going to compete. I need your rules if I'm going to compete. I need your codes if I'm going to compete. The problem with most of you is you don't have a 1% language. You got a poverty language. No, I want to help you real quick. You think Warren Buffett reading just to be reading? The majority of you are poor because you read poor stuff. You watch poor stuff. You on Instagram watching fights. For real, you just scrolling through like you ain't got a life. For real, some of y'all on Instagram, you on there for 30 minutes. If I ask you what you saw, you don't even know. You just scrolling through. That's a poverty mindset. Rich people don't waste time. They realize it's their most important commodity. They don't watch a lot of TV. They don't do a lot of entertainment. If they're not working, they're studying their craft and getting better at their craft. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me say it one more time. There was a language that I needed to learn. Does it mean I need to abandon the language that I learned? Absolutely not. Does it mean I need to put on a shirt and tie? Listen to me. When I do corporate, I promise you, I look like this. I probably don't look this good. Sometimes I got on shorts and a t-shirt. In corporate, why? Because I don't need to necessarily conform. They're not asking me to come to dress up. But I'm so good at what I do, they don't even require a suit. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Some of us don't want to wear a suit, but you're not on that level, though. Or you want to wear a suit and act as if your suit is going to compensate for what you are inferior at. Your suit don't make your language sweet. For real, some of you wear suits because you think like you're going to impress somebody with a suit, and you might get in the door, but sooner or later they're going to find out who you are. So I need you to stop having the poverty mindset. So when I quit my job to be an entrepreneur, my mom was like, whoa, what are you doing? I was like, I'm quitting. My mom was like, don't you dare quit. You're going to embarrass me. You got a wife and kids. Does YouTube have insurance? Does YouTube have a 401k? And I was like, yo, mom, I ain't trying to be funny and I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I love you, but you can't teach me how to be a millionaire because you're not one. You come from the working class, and I'm not mad at you, ma. We wouldn't be where we are without you, but you told me that every generation is supposed to get better. So I'll take your values, but I won't take your work ethic. Because rich people don't work, they think. The working class will never get rich. It wasn't designed. Oh, okay. Listen to me. This country became a wealthy country because they had employees they didn't have to pay. That's not like a rocket science. So when this country had to start paying people, they want to pay the least. The 3% that run the world, they're not trying. Let me tell you how I know. I'm from Detroit. We just laid off 15,000 workers, and the president of GM, she just got $22 million. We got $22 million to give one person when we laid off 15,000 people, and we took their health care that's already paid for. No disrespect to nobody, and I ain't playing no victim because I'm not a victim. Rich people don't work. They think. Poor people work. Poor people go, clock in, I make this much an hour. Rich people go, I put them to work and I make this much an hour. See, what happens is you're working for you and your family one. They got 40 of you working at one time. So they're giving you 20% and then they keeping the 80% off of 15,000 people. That's enough to have $22 million. So what you have to decide is, are you going to keep being the 99% or are you ready to be a part of the 1%? Because it doesn't make a difference where you come from, high school dropout. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, GED. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, sleeping in abandoned buildings. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, a 17-year-old mom that got pregnant. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, south side of Chicago. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, pretty much raised in Detroit. It doesn't make a difference where you come from, took 12 years to get a 4-year degree. It doesn't make a difference. Well, you know what makes a difference? What makes a difference is when you become a 99% or a 1%. And when I start thinking like, acting like, and behaving like a 1%er, everything changed. Is that clear?
Good morning, champions. Let me tell you something right now. You were not put on this earth to play small. You weren't created to drift, to just go with the flow, or to live life like you're at the mercy of the current. You were made to dominate. You were made to win. And to win, you need a shark mindset. The shark mindset is built on an unshakable principle. Movement is life. Just as sharks must constantly swim to stay alive, we too must embrace the power of continuous forward motion in every aspect of our lives. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving, about breaking free from the inertia that holds so many people back. You cannot afford to stop. Stopping is the enemy of progress. In life, there will always be moments of difficulty, obstacles that seem insurmountable, and days when everything feels heavy. It's tempting in those moments to stop, to pause, to let yourself sink. Well, let me tell you something, those moments define whether you succeed or fail. When life gets hard, when the waters around you are murky and rough, that's when you need to keep moving the most. I think about as sharks are relentless in their forward motion. They don't hesitate. They don't question whether they're capable or worthy of moving ahead. They don't sit idle waiting for the current to bring them what they need. They just swim. And they keep swimming no matter what. That's the kind of mindset you need to adopt. Too often we stop ourselves with excuses. I'll start when I feel ready. I don't know enough yet. I'm afraid I'll fail. These excuses are the chains that hold you back. A shark doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It moves through the water, regardless of the tides or the waves. I stop waiting for the perfect time because it will never come. The perfect time is now. The truth is, progress doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be fast, but it has to be consistent. Every small step forward adds up. It's not about giant leaps every day. It's about waking up each morning and committing to one more step. One more action. One more effort. Forward motion, no matter how small, is the key to growth. Here's another thing, when you keep moving, you build momentum. Have you ever watched a shark glide effortlessly through the water? That's momentum. It starts with effort, with intentionality, and then it becomes almost automatic. But here's the catch: you don't get momentum by standing still. You don't get it by waiting. You have to create it. And you do that by moving, by showing up, by doing the work, by taking action. And let's not ignore the reality of setbacks. You're going to face them. You're going to encounter failures, disappointments, and challenges that make you question whether it's worth it. But a shark doesn't retreat when the hunt gets tough. It doesn't stop when it misses its prey. It adjusts, it adapts, and it keeps moving forward. That's what you need to do. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is a step closer to success if you let it fuel your progress rather than stop it. I think about the people you admire most, the ones who have achieved greatness, who seem unstoppable. Do you know what they all have in common? They didn't stop. They faced obstacles just like you will. They felt fear just like you do. But they kept moving. They understood that the only way to reach their goals was to keep pushing forward no matter how hard it got. So here's my challenge to you: embrace the shark mindset. Commit to forward motion, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Refuse to let fear, doubt, or circumstances stop you. Every day, ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move closer to my goals? And then do it. Because in the end, success isn't about being the fastest or the smartest or the strongest. It's about being the one who refuses to stop. Keep swimming, keep striving, keep moving forward, and watch how your life transforms. The shark mindset teaches us a crucial principle: there's no going backward. Sharks don't have a reverse gear, and they never swim backward. They are creatures of forward motion, always moving toward their goals. This relentless drive is what sets them apart in the ocean and is a powerful lesson for us to apply in our own lives. To achieve success and reach your potential, you must embrace this mindset and leave the concept of going back behind. Life is full of temptations to retreat. When things get hard, it's natural to want to turn around, to go back to what feels safe and familiar. But let me tell you something: your comfort zone is not your success zone. Every time you give in to the urge to backtrack, you're putting yourself further away from the goals you're meant to achieve. You cannot build a future by clinging to the past. Here's the truth: the past is over. It's done. Whatever happened yesterday, whether it was a failure, a mistake, or even a success, is now behind you. You can't change it, and you can't live in it. Too many people spend their lives looking in the rearview mirror, obsessing over what went wrong, what could have been, or what they used to have. That kind of thinking is a trap. Sharks don't stop to think about the waters they've already swum through. They keep their focus on what's ahead. That's what you need to do. When you live with no reverse gear, you learn to embrace the lessons of the past without letting them define you. Failure isn't the end, it's a stepping stone. Mistakes aren't fatal, they're opportunities to grow. But you can't use those lessons if you're constantly replaying them in your mind, holding yourself back with guilt or regret. Take the lesson, apply it, and keep moving. The only direction that matters is forward. There's also a key to understanding this: when you commit to moving forward, you remove the option to quit. Sharks don't have the luxury of stopping or turning around. Their survival depends on their forward motion. What if you treated your goals with that same level of urgency? What if quitting wasn't an option? What if you eliminated every excuse, every exit strategy, and fully committed to your path? Let me break it down for you. When you refuse to go backward, you start to build resilience. You realize that every setback is temporary, every challenge is surmountable, and every failure is just a part of the journey. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to stop and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. That's the power of living without a reverse gear. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones who have achieved greatness in their lives. Do you think they got there by turning back every time things got hard? Absolutely not. They faced setbacks. They encountered failures. But they didn't let those moments define them. They didn't retreat into their comfort zones. They kept pushing forward no matter what. Living with no reverse gear also means having the courage to leave behind what no longer serves you. This could be relationships that drain you, habits that hold you back, or mindsets that limit your potential. Moving forward sometimes requires tough decisions, but those decisions are necessary for growth. Just like a shark doesn't swim in circles, you can't keep revisiting the same toxic situations or unproductive behaviors. You've got to cut ties, let go, and press on. The world is full of people who talk about what they used to do, who they used to be, or what they almost achieved. Don't be one of those people. Be the person who keeps striving, who stays focused on the road ahead, who doesn't waste time looking back. The future is where your potential lies, and the only way to reach it is to keep moving forward with no reverse gear. So make the decision today. Stop living in the past. Stop replaying old mistakes and regrets. Stop retreating when things get hard. Commit to the shark mindset. Commit to forward motion. Because when you take going back off the table, the only option left is success. In the ocean of life, sharks don't wait for food to float into their mouths. They go after it. They hunt.